All right, here we are. We here? Are we live? Oh, so we live. What's up, everyone? This is TL Cross. These days, it almost feels like I'm everywhere at the same time. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, MySpace. Well, not MySpace, but you get what I'm saying. If this were first century Northeast Africa and I mentioned the word scroll, you'd probably think of a papyrus, something that you roll out and write on. Well, today, it kind of means the same thing, except today, scroll is an action verb, like we scroll daily. But this is one of the modern things that keeps us connected.
In the 90s, the internet was interesting because it was really about access. Not only was it about access, but it was also about understanding where to go once you had access. You sort of had to be deliberate in your use of the internet. You kind of had to know, here's where I'm going, here's the website I'm going to, and here's how I'm going to use it. And it was always slow, no matter what.
You had to wait for the router and the dial-up and then right, the crazy sound.
Was a brand new world out there. It was the idea that we'd be able to invent what the future might look like, and it was groundbreaking.
It's important to remember that this was the moment where Al Gore was defining the internet, and when people thought it was going to be in that time was like a giant library, right? If you think about what is the web, what is the unit of the web? It's a web page, right? This is going to be a bunch of kind of like static information on the internet.
Really, it wasn't until around 93 or 94 that consumers, that mainstream audience actually even heard about the internet and knew what that might look like and what shape it could take and started to use it. Like that's when some people started getting email addresses, right? It wasn't that long ago.
Question. Do you remember Black Planet? Okay, so check it. Let's start here. There was once a satirical indie film called Fear of a Black Hat. Hilarious. But the title of that socially conscious film was derived from a brilliant piece of art that was not a comedy at all. In fact, it was by iconic hip-hop group, legends, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, Public Enemy. Fear of a Black Planet. Years later, a social media platform was erected called Black Planet.
Black Planet.
Black Planet?
I do remember Black Planet.
Yes, I remember Black Planet.
I believe Black Planet is the OG of social media. I mean, long before there was a Facebook, long before there was a Twitter, it was the way that we connected with each other.
So when we came along in 1999, we really had to hack the web to make it social, right? So in order to layer on chat or to make it so that you could customize your own personal page or see who else was online at the same time, we had to build all of that technology from scratch and layer it on top of this platform that was really designed to be static and very information heavy, not social. So it took a lot of technical chops to pull that off, but at the same time, because you pulled that off, it just blew up in a way that even some of our kind of most skeptical competitors were impressed by.
Black Planet was one of those things where it was like, let's create something that the community then builds.
I think Black Planet's position in Black culture, we would say it was like the gateway to our internet activity. It was the first place where we understood what HTML and CSS was.
That was where I would show off what I was doing. All my moving GIFs, early Photoshop. I was just on there just talking trash and just, linking up with people.
My profile on Black Planet would have some of my modeling pictures. I would also maybe take a video or a picture of my video when it was popping up on TV and place it on my profile as well. So you knew oh, that's the girl from this video, or that's the girl I saw in this ad. It was important for me to market myself and kind of build I like to call it my tribe. So you knew that I was in the know. That I was doing my thing, that I was that girl.
Long before there was a Facebook, long before there was a Twitter, it was the way that we connected with each other. The original private message, or even props, right? Black Planet had props before Facebook had likes. When you said anything that was amazing, it was our opportunity to say, yes, we agree.
Some of my friends discovered that they could meet women on Black Planet. And that was an epiphany in itself, like, you know?
I would go into the chat rooms and be a part of these really, really vibrant, fun, spicy conversations about music, about politics. I love that stuff.
The thing that drew me to Black Planet was I knew I was gonna see people who look like me, talk like me. We knew when you logged onto Black Planet, you were gonna see a reflection of yourself in so many different ways.
MySpace and Friendster and Facebook and Instagram later, Twitter, all got proof of concept from Black Planet.
It was no pressure. You could just be who you wanted to be. Now it's like pressure to be on social media. The stakes are all high. You post the wrong thing, you get 2 likes, your heart starts beating weird. And, so back then it was just real pure.
Black Planet is a celebration. That's what I think about, is that it's a place to come and have fun and engage in discussion and, be in a place where you can come as you are, as a Black person. There's so much code switching that we have to do. And you don't have to do that on Black Planet. And that's what makes it powerful.
When we first, started looking to purchase Black Planet, the internet, age had come, and we were a traditional media company and hadn't really decided on what our internet strategy was going to be. And so we, as a company, were really being pressed to decide what our online strategy was. But we looked at, who were the leading brands in that space at the time, and Black Planet was there head and shoulders, above.
There are various universal truths that most of us subscribe to. One of those truths is that we're all connected by a vast universe. But today, due to the internet, we can legit touch anything, anyone. I'm sincerely fascinated with that. What is also fascinating is that Black people have carved a significant, potent, and culturally shifting place within the digital diaspora, whether it be social justice, organizing, intellectual discourse, dance challenges, singing challenges, verses, Black Twitter, Club Quarantine. We've staked our claim, to say the very least. We planted our flag on every social media platform that exists.
So imagine if Black Twitter just said, you know what, we're out. And took all that social capital, all that ingenuity, and just applied it to something Black owned.
When we invent things, or when we coin phrases, or when we innovate in certain spaces, a lot of the time we're forgotten about. And the good news is that social media allows us to sort of reclaim that. We actually saw that happen in real time with Tarana Burke and the Me Too movement. Alyssa Milano says, post Me Too if you've ever, been a victim of sexual assault. And when I saw that, I was like, say what?
Black Twitter is this sort of galvanizing voice that speaks in a very loud and aggressive way that says, no, this is what's important. No, we're not gonna let you say those things. And one of the other things I think is really important about Black Twitter is that Black Twitter doesn't just have a voice against people who don't know the community. It also looks inward. So when you saw instances of Snoop Dogg go after Gayle King, right? Black Twitter stood up and was like, nah. You can't go after a sister like that.
Black people, Black culture is generally, led the charge in what's new, what's hot. And media is how that comes to bear. And social media now plays a significant role in getting that content, out to the world. I think it's made Black culture even more prolific on a national and an international basis.
But we're talking about a people on the cutting edge of trends, culture, and ideas. Like Pete Rock and CL Smooth said, the creator. So how do we move forward?
When you look at MySpace, right, and how MySpace blew up, and when you look at what made Twitter blow up, and when you look at Instagram, there were these Black spaces on these social media platforms that I believe really drove the traffic because the community came there and they became the leaders in producing content. If Black culture is driving Instagram, if Black culture is driving Twitter, or even MySpace back then why isn't it its own place?
It's gotta be a point where we just say enough is enough, and we're gonna support each other, and we're gonna uplift each other, and we're gonna be unabashedly and respectfully, though, supportive of our own.
I think social media offers us the democratization of voice, the democratization of media, right? Of being able to be an activist, to gain momentum, to get people to actually hear your message.
The way I think about it is, there's an analogy I use in the soccer world. They always say, good soccer players run to where the ball is. The great soccer players run to where they know the ball will end up. And what we've been doing as a Black community has been running behind the ball and trying to catch the ball. We need to move and make a drastic shift to start thinking about how do we actually start thinking about where the ball will be. And so we get in the lead of where technology is going to be most useful globally.
We have to reestablish a place for Black people, because right now we have Black Twitter, and that's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how we want to, it's really not a thing. It's just Twitter. You know, monetizing the hell out of the Black slice of it, and other places as well, you know, where we've seen them be extremely hostile to Black voices, and like literally Lil Boosie can't get a break for nothing.
I want to make sure that we don't lose our place as pioneers and at the forefront of all that stuff. And we can take advantage fiscally, right? Reap the benefits fiscally of the power of who we are and how we show up, married with the new tech, the new inventions, the new paradigms. I think that that's so critical for us to really be thinking about. How do we claim our seat at the table?
We should be less of the customer and more of the owner. But I am proud of the people that I'm seeing in tech who are helping to push things forward. I feel like it's coming soon, like something big, and it's created by someone of color. I'm looking forward to it.